Tucker Carlson, New York Times released his address.
Did they?
Or see,
he claimed that they were gonna.
I literally only saw it from yours.
They do shit like that. They did it with like, I just get, listen, man, I don't watch Tucker. I don't care. Sometimes he says something, I'm like, that makes sense. Sometimes he says something, I'm like, that's wrong. I love all these people that are so committed to like hating a guy or loving a guy. I'm like, who? Wait, I just watch the guy every now and then. I go, yeah, I don't think so.
How did we get there, though? How did we get where people? Because I notice sometimes I'll notice I'll fall into it if I really let myself.
Yeah.
But then I notice I'm not an activist.
Right.
Like
people crave. There's a few things about people. They crave drama. They crave fights. It's back to the days of the Roman Coliseum.
Oh, yeah.
They like to see combat. Now, there is no real combat right now. So a lot of people are sitting on a couch and they're on a computer. So the combat is all internet. It's all digital. Mm-hmm. They love that. I also think that people are they want to be slaves. People want to generally be in a group and to have allies and then to have another group that they hate.
Yeah.
It's just what it is. And it's like, I don't know what that is. Somebody might be able to explain that. Behavioral psychologist or somebody. I don't know. People just like having friends that they connect with, and they get these friends by having the same enemies and the same allies. So you can't look at a guy like Tucker Carlson and go, he's a human being, and then he might be wrong about things. You look at him as an enemy of you. He's a direct enemy of you because he espouses a different political ideology, because you think that he's making life unsafe for people because of what he believes.
Yeah.
And some of that might have some relevance, like I get it. If you're an undocumented immigrant, obviously your opinion of Trump is probably very different than a guy like me who has the luxury of being like, hey, I'm not getting deported, right?
Right.
That doesn't mean every political argument you're ever going to have, there's real life consequences and real people that are going to be affected. That doesn't mean you can't have a political argument about immigration.
Right.
Doesn't mean you can't talk about abortion.
Yeah, some people think that once they're in one lane that they have to stay in that lane for everything.
Yeah, or they think that if they can, school shootings are horrible. I don't want them to happen. I'm for all kinds of gun regulations. But just because real people are affected by something, I mean, the reason we're talking about it is because people are affected.
Right.
The reason it's an issue in general is because people are affected. And if you shut down dialogue, then what are people supposed to do? So these emotional appeals that a lot of people have on the left and the right, where they're just like, but what about the kids? What about that? It's like, yeah, but how did we get here? How did we get to the kids in the cages? It's not having an immigration policy. It's not having any agreed upon policy. That's how we got here. So we need to figure out a way to have a policy that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, and there has to be, it's also like we always want everyone else to do everything. It's like the government, all of it is just society. It's just the best we can do right now.
Right.
It's like some people act like everything should be different. Everything should be different. If it was supposed to be different right now, it would be different. This is the best we can do to have one of the best societies in the world.
I wonder if sometimes my boomer parents, who I make fun of all the time, but like sometimes my dad was right when he was just like every time somebody bring up politics, my father would just be like, I can't get involved.
Yeah. It's really is the best thing.
He goes, I just can't get involved. Like he just like there's a certain level of like, if you're going to get in it, run for something.
Yeah.
Really get in there. But we can't have a society where every fucking human being is a cable news anchor.
Yeah.
We can't. I can't be in line at Starbucks and people are, in a heated political debate at 8 o'clock in the morning. We can't do it. Well, it's unhealthy. There's more to life. That's the other thing about politics, dude. There's more to life. Go camping. Go fall in love. Go do something.
Go read a book. Go love someone.
Yeah.
It really talking about. It gets it's such an addictive thing. And it's funny, like the biggest addiction in the world right now really is people consuming things that they like the news, really, media that they know is bad for them.
They know is bad.
But they wake up and they go to it again and
They're
again.
like, let's just do it.
Yeah.
Let's just do it anyway. And they know it's bad.
And that is an addiction because they do it to feed something inside of themselves.
Yeah.
They do it because it's easier for you to sit there and be angry. Any of us, and I don't mean someone, but all of us, it's easier for us to sit there and be angry than it is to take action and make our lives better.
100%. 100%. And I think this is an escape. And I think people escape into this world instead of fixing the world that is very close to them.
Yeah. Hope you enjoyed that video. And you can watch another. And you can watch this one. You can watch this one. different options, different choices. Some guy just brings you one option, not this guy. Two options. Watch one, this one or this one.